conversation is this thing called social media. How many of us are on any social media? Let me see by hand. Please follow me on Instagram. Let me do some small adverts. Anyway, so social media has become a part of our construct. It's something that we live by. It's become a part of this thing called society. So my next panel, I'm going to be talking to two individuals who use social media in all sorts of ways and want to have a conversation around how can we use social media to empower ideas and empower innovations, and especially within the startup ecosystem and within the entrepreneurship space, how are we going to utilize social media? I have two special people joining me. I have a gentleman by the name Berima, who is actually a blogger and a radio presenter who uses social media a lot, handles some of the great brands in Ghana, including Verna Mineral Water, does their social media for them. Berima will be joining me, and I have Priscilla, who uses social media to teach languages, including Spanish and other. Let's welcome the two of them as we have the conversation about social media. Can we do it better for them, please? Welcome. I'm going to start from the lady. Ladies first is, it's just something we say. So ladies first. My first question to you is, for somebody who uses social media to empower your domain of expertise, tell us how we can utilize social media for business and also within, especially for startups, how can they use social media to sort of put their business out there?
All right, thank you very much. I think that social media has kind of changed everything around the world. And it's a great tool that we can use to build our businesses. And the first thing that comes to mind is how to do market research. I think that we can use social media platforms to actually find out if the product we want to release or the services that we want to render are even going to be accepted in the market. So for instance, if I want to come up with this new product and go and sell it out there, I do not have to walk the streets of Accra to find out if it's going to sell. I just have to put it on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any of the social media platforms and actually get views of people.
Absolutely.
How would they feel about using the product? Is it going to sell once I put it out there? And another thing, it depends on the level, the level you've got into in your business. But another thing that startups actually struggle with is how to actually tell people out there what they do. Yeah. And so social media is this platform that you can use to tell the world, sitting in your room, what you do somewhere, and then they come selling. And the beauty of it is when I share and my friends like, they in turn share, and it gets to, thousands and thousands of people out there.
Great. So then we're having a conversation around crowdsourcing of a sort, where you can actually collate ideas about that business you want to put out and get people's input. That same model works for crowdfunding and all that, but social media gives us that space. Yeah. Now, Berima, communication in and of itself has evolved, right? Yes. I don't know how many of you remember when you were in high school, not even high school, it was most predominant in junior high school, when you used to write letters and pass it to ladies. Do I have anybody? Those of us, we used to have it as a professional job. We could write the letter, draw the love, Anybody who has a letter writer? And if you are not lucky and your teacher intercepts it in the middle and they catch the note, but now you can just slide in a DM and it's cool. It happens very easy on Instagram, or, send a tweet and you've got, in terms of communication, how has social media impacted society as a whole and especially within business?
Yes, I think just as even all of us sitting right here, our fingers just even can't get loose of the pulse of, on our cell phones. People are streaming live here. People are doing snapping. People are taking short videos and photos on Instagram to tell the world really what's happening here. Okay, so social media has become a game changer when it comes to communication. All right, so some of the Africans in the diaspora, it's so easy for us to have an interaction with them, to chat with them. Those days, you have to go to a communication center, and then you have to pay a huge sum of money. Even with the mobile telecommunication networks, the amount of credit that you have to raise to even call our families and friends in the diaspora, it's so huge. But now we have WhatsApp, and then you can make calls now, and you can chat instant messages. It's so cool. And even talking about the most introvert persons amongst us, they find it very difficult to even have a face-to-face conversation, you understand? But now with social media, they can hide behind their cell phones and even socialize up to the maximum. So it has really helped us when it comes to interpersonal communication and even virtual relationship, which is not even really a part of our lifestyle, but now due to social media, it's just happening. So it has become a game changer in our communication skills.
Absolutely fantastic. How many of us remember when we had the ice bucket challenge? Any of us? Ice bucket. Did any Ghanaian celebrity do it? I poured it on my business partner. He's somewhere there. I poured ice on him. He was sleeping in the bed. I just poured it on him for no reason, you know. A lot of Ghanaians didn't do it. But let's have a conversation with you, Priscilla, around how we can use social media to tackle challenges. The biggest conversation in Ghana right now is the brutal murder of Captain Maso. May his soul rest in peace. But that is a very classic example of how society is empowering change in very, very simple, minute, you know, challenges. So for a global context, because Africa Dialogues is around, you know, tackling all these UN development goals, how can we use social media to do that? I'll take it from both of you, but the ladies first.
All right. So I think that even before we go on to talking about how to solve these issues, we can already see how pictures are going all around the various social media networks. We can see videos going all around. So I think that it's actually no big deal. We just have to change we just have to change what we are talking about. So instead of talking about what happened, let's talk about what to do to change the situation. So then it starts with us as an individual, it starts with me, it starts with you. So I think that it basically has to do with taking a decision to actually initiate a conversation around it. And as he said about communication, now you don't need to actually get a platform, maybe like this, to talk, but you can just write, type wherever you are. So I can start the conversation and invite my friends to comment. What do you think we can do to actually solve this issue?
Yes.
I give my opinion, my friend gives her opinion or his opinion, and we see how together we can do that. And mind you, these things go far. You don't know who is reading. You don't know who is watching. And so together, when we give our views about how to tackle these issues, then somebody can take it up and start, or we can take it up and start. But I think that change of mentality, which is something that we really have to talk about, is crucial. So let's talk about how we should stop these issues of instant justice and report to the right authorities for them to take action.
Awesome. Let me hear from you, Berryman.
Speaking of, may his soul rest in peace, Captain Maxwell. Now, I think we can all see the social media rampage that everybody is going, including even celebrities in Ghana, concerning the death, or this sad death of the ex-military man, this military man, actually. Now, there's a lot of causes that we can champion to correct societal maladies using social media. Let me give this very good example. During the 2016 general parliamentary and presidential election in Ghana, where a CNN reporter actually wrote an article which was published in CNN about our election, you understand? And then lots of Ghanaians realized that there was a lot of errors about that particular article that was written by the reporter. So this sports journalist started the hashtag CNN Get It Right. You understand? So it started trending. Everybody started talking about it. Oh, okay, really? So I'm in my country and I don't even know that I have to join a queue before I get food to eat. So everybody started jumping on, and some of the African countries joined in. Example, Kenya, because they have suffered a similar, during Obama, when Obama was, paying a visit with terrorism and what's not. So due to that hashtag, CNN had to revisit the article and make the corrections. You understand? We did not have to pick a phone and call maybe whoever is in charge at the CNN headquarters or whatnot. But what did we do? We started a social media hashtag and it moved them to this time. So there is a lot that we can do with social media. Talking about hashtags, we can talk about some of the most trending hashtags on Twitter, bring back our girls, Mugabe has fallen. A whole lot. And it is gaining an international attention because we've got thousands and 10,000s of people talking about these hashtags. And globally, people are talking about it to address such issues.
Absolutely fantastic. Final question. Our time is up. self-development within the social media space. How do I use social media to empower my own self? And secondly, how do I make myself stand out within the noise? This is a digital, native land full of people hiding behind phones and laptops. How do I stand out and how do I self-develop? And then we'll wrap this conversation up. Priscilla.
All right, thank you very much. I totally love the word self-development. And talking about it in relation to social media, I think that social media is actually is a powerful tool that we can use. And nobody here has an excuse that he or she can develop himself or herself because you have a phone and you are definitely using the social media. You see, when I started using social media to teach languages, people were like, how do you do that? And I was like, don't you chat every day? If you chat, then you can use the same platforms to learn. So I think that if you are familiar with the social media, then you are aware that there are groups that talk about interesting stuff, whether it has to do with health, education, anything, talk about politics, talk about food, anything at all. This is an opportunity for you to actually join those groups instead of just spending time taking selfies, posting pictures, and cracking jokes. You can join those groups. There are pages as well that talk about good stuff. Join those pages. Be part of the conversation. Follow prominent people who talk about good stuff. I follow Strav Maziwa and actually totally enjoy his talks on entrepreneurship. And I enjoy for free. I take lessons every time. I make sure I check to see what he has posted. And I think that these are some of the things that young people should take advantage of instead of just focusing on taking pictures, selfies, and posting. It's part of the fun. But let's make sure that we join groups and follow pages and follow people who actually talk about good stuff so we can develop ourselves. So at the end of the day, you don't just say, I wasted time on the social media, but you come out and you're like, I learned something today.
All right, let's take it from Berryman.
Yes, I mean, just as Priscilla is saying, there is more to social media than just taking selfies. There is more to social media than just receiving 1 or 2 WhatsApp messages. There's a whole lot that we can do with social media. For instance, I feel motivation should be taken like a bath every day. You should be motivated. And one of the major channels where I get motivated is via social media.
Awesome.
80% of my motivation that I do get is from social media. Well, apparently I do follow Aliko Dangote because some few years to come, I want to overthrow him as the richest man in Africa.
Wow.
So
Dreams we dare not. Can we give it up for him for that? Dreams we dare not.
You understand? So I follow likes of Aliko Dangote. I follow Zig Ziglar and a whole lot of success pages. But this is it. We are in the digital era. This is just one of the most amazing eras that we have. All right, so there is the need for us for the government in Africa to invest more in information technology. Let's produce more software developers. Let's produce more computer engineers. All right, I want to see the Africa, the dream that we dare not. I want to see the Africa where we can find the Mark Zuckerberg here, where we can find the Michael Dell, where we can find the Larry Page and the Bill Gates. That is the Africa that I want to know. So let us invest more in the education when it comes to technology and information technology.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Priscilla and Berima, for coming.